This is the 2012 Dodge Ram with the regular headlights. They're just not very bright at night, especially with all the new vehicles that are coming down with super bright lights. Compared to these ones, they're quite dim. So let's just do a little comparison. I'm going to change the turn signals up there because one's out and you're doing both. And then here's these Silverstar Ultras. So they're supposed to be the brightest you can get, without having to change anything up. And this little orange bulb down here is out, so we're going to change that. You can see it works over on this side, but we're going to change it anyway. And then the 2012 Dodge Ram has the high beam down here and the regular beam up here. So it's not a combined light, they're two separate lights. Of course, the benefit of having a pickup truck is having a workbench built in right here, so perfect for me. Very quickly, one of the first things I do is I pop off this cover, and by popping that cover off, it gives me access to these bolts right here. Okay, and then I pull this grill off, and then that gives me access to my housing here. I know there's a lot of people in comments that will say, oh, you don't have to take the grill off and you don't have to do that to get to you can change the light bulb from the wheel well. No, you can't. You cannot change the light bulb from the wheel well, but I'll show you why. Using a 10mm socket, we just pop these off real quick. There was only 4 of them, and then you carefully pull out your grill like so. Sometimes you gotta reach in here and just pop it out. Like so. And then that comes off. Set it off to the side. I always joke that it's a great time to clean that when it's off. I never do. But here we are. We've got the, now we have access to our lighting assembly. And it's 1, 2, pull that thing out, and you got all the access you need. No sense in struggling with it, trying to do it any other way. 1, 2, pop this headlight assembly out, and you're in good shape. And you can try all the other ways you want, but literally taking these 1, 2, 3, 4 screws out, popping that grill off, which is right over there, gives you excellent access. No struggle. It's a piece of cake. It's just the way you're supposed to do it, I promise. Using your same 10mm socket, you pop that off. And then you pop that one off down here, but it's a little harder to get to, so I use an extension, and I come right down here like so. Just that easy. Now we have these off, right? Piece of cake. Used way more than we needed to get it off, but whatever works. This is the part where you then come around to the access panel, which is right here. There's the access panel. And we're gonna pop that open. And the reason we do that is because there's a lever in there, a little latch. And in order to unlock this, push it up to unlock it. And that'll allow us to pull the headlight assembly out. So once I get in there, I'll show you what that's all about. What I did, but I couldn't show you, is there's a little white lever in there. I pushed it up. I reached my hand back in there, pushed it up, but I can't show you with the camera because I can't get it in there. I also don't have a tripod, so I gotta put the camera down to pull this lighting assembly out. Well, I did use 2 hands to pop it out of the thing, but anyway, this is what it looks like. It comes out just like this. La-da, ta-da. There it is. There's your parts. Here's the back of your headlight assembly. Because I don't want to just leave it dangling here, I've got this whole thing holding it up. But listen, I just want to solve this debate right now, okay? Here's the debate I want to solve. So many people say, you don't have to do all that because you can just reach your hand up through this panel, back through here, and get in here and change this light. But you can't, because you might be able to reach this bulb here, but you're not getting in here to reach this or this to turn these things out to change the light bulbs that are in here. It's just, you have the frame here, and there's no way to get your little hand up here because the rest of the housing is in here. It's not possible. Even with the tiniest little girl hands, you can't do it. So if you can, make a video and show the rest of us with like man hands, because you're not doing it. You're just not doing it. But you can reach your hand in here to hit this little lock, up to open, down to lock, up to open, down to lock, right? You pop this thing up, you pull the headlight assembly out, and now you're not trying to fight with all that back there, where you just pull it out, and then now you have all the access in the world right there. But it has been a hot debate in one of the other videos that I did, and I assure you, you just cannot. Okie dokie? All right, thanks for watching. So now I am going to change this blinker bulb and the regular beam lights. I don't know if I can do this one-handed here. I can. All right, let's do that one. This just twists all the way off, which then gives you access to your light bulb, which is in there. And then you just twist that out as well. But with one hand, I don't know if I can do it. Let's try. Yep, you just twist that off. And so, not to keep harping on it, but the reason you can't change this from in there is because this whole thing, this whole cap is here, and you cannot get to it from there. And why would you want to try when you can just pop it out and have all this space, all this access to it? Silly. And now that we have this out of the hole, we just open this little bracket right here, this little clip, pop this light bulb out and replace it. Let's take our two bulbs, let's get our new ones, which are right back here on my desk. Those are the old ones, and here are the new ones. All right, we have our brand new bulbs. Let's walk them back up here, and we'll put them back together. We have the new bulb clipped in, and then we're just going to slide it into that socket and then rotate this till it locks in place. All right, that's in place. Sorry I can't show you me actually doing it because I can't hold the camera. I need two hands for some of this. But let's do this one. And then we're going to slide that in there and turn it until it locks. All right, that's back in place. Don't forget to put your cover on here. You'll see that there's these two notches, and then you have these grooves. So basically it goes on and then turns and just locks into place. Now I'm going to untie it because, I put it up there so it wouldn't fall. And then we're just going to literally slide this whole thing right back into its place. And one more thing I want to show you while I'm in here. So you see that white lever there, okay? And I told you when you pull it down, it locks it. What it does is it locks it onto this little knob right here. This little knobby slides into that white plastic clip. You pull the clip down from the wheel well access panel, and it locks on top of this. And then that little metal nub right there, that little rusty metal nub, slides right through that little hole there, and that's what holds this in place until you put the bolts in. And I just want to show you one more time with the aid of some light here. There's the light where you'd have to unscrew it, and you can see when it's pushed up against the housing, it's right up against the frame of the truck. You cannot access it through this panel back here. That panel access is literally to undo the little white latch. That's it. I put this back in place. You push it in for there's a little pop, and then I reach back there and I pull that little white lever down so it's locked in place. Now I'm going to put my two screws back in, one here and one here, and this side will be done. Now I've only changed this side out, so I'm going to turn the lights on. I want to see if there's even a difference. Well, I can show you on the door. That's that. It looks about the same. So this is a really bright white light, and this one is kind of a dull amber light, like a traditional. So, all right, let me change them both out. But there's the comparison. Huh. Let's do it in the dark. I turn the garage lights off just to see if we can get a little bit of a difference there. Yeah, and what the camera's not picking up is literally just the color of the lights. It's hard to tell in the video, but it's just a brighter white is what it is. So it is brighter. Let's turn back and take a look from way back. Oh yeah, the further you get away, the more you can tell. The driver's side light is significantly whiter than the passenger side, but I got to change it. So let's get to that. Let's turn these shop lights back on. And for comparison, that's the old bulb and this is the new bulb. So now that I have both of the lights changed out and put back together, we got to put this grill assembly back on. And it goes just like this. So when we put the grill back on, you'll notice that there's a little clip down here. That clip goes into this bottom part here. This little lip part clips onto that part right there. So it goes in and then drops down and clicks it in. So you got to kind of, when you're taking it off, you got to lift and pull straight out. And there's one on each side. There's the other side. And then this is a guide that goes right here in the center. It goes right in through there. So it's, you know, it just takes a little finagling to make it work. It's not too bad. So let's put it back together. Gently give it a shove into place. I can't do it while holding the camera, but I'm just going to finagle it, wiggle it around back and forth a little bit, and then just kind of give her a little shove till it sits where it's supposed to be. And then I go back in, I put these bolts in 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then that'll be it. That'll be the job. Well, I lied. I got to put this cover back on, but other than that, that'll be the job. All right, pardon the dirty truck, but it's winter time here in Michigan, and it's dirty out, so. But the job is complete here, and that's it. Now, I do want to point something out, because I know in the comments people say, oh, you know, take the grill off, you don't have to. Listen, you're right. You don't have to take that off. You could reach down in here with a extension and pull that screw out and then do it that way. But it's so easy to do it the way you're supposed to. Hey, that's a wrap. So the lights are working. I think they look okay. We'll check them out later on tonight and see how they do. But I mean, they're certainly a much brighter white than the standard bulb. So if that makes a difference tonight when we're driving, we'll see. But anyway, this job at the dealership, the last time I checked, they wanted over $300 to change this light bulb. It is something that you can absolutely do yourself. Don't be intimidated by pulling the grill off. It's not that big of a deal. It's 4 screws, popping the 2 screws out for the actual headlight assembly. And then, you know, before you do that, you just got to make sure that you unlock it from behind the access panel. It's just not a big deal, and you'll save yourself $330. I think I paid $80 total for the 2 taillights that I just put on, and the and the low beam lights that I put in, and the turn signals I put in the front. So, all right, good luck with your projects, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great day. Ooh, she's dirty. And here's a little light test for you. You can see that the headlights are perfectly aligned. Look, all that, and look what I forgot to do. Are you shitting me?